From the Fireball Prime YouTube channel. Today is August 12th, 2018. Here is your tropical weather bulletin. Currently, we have 3 storms and 5 winds active throughout all the basins in the world. Moving on to our first storm, here we have Hurricane Hector, which is a Category 2 hurricane, currently with winds of 110 miles an hour, with an air pressure of 960 millibars, moving to the northwest at 14 miles an hour. Currently, it is 460 miles south-southeast of Lisiansky Island and 695 miles southeast of the Midway Islands in the Central Pacific. Here we have the latest track for Hurricane Hector as it continues moving on to the northwest with tropical storm watches advised for the northeastern end of the Hawaiian archipelago. Here's the current intensity guidance for Hurricane Hector, as most forecasts say that it's going to weaken over time. There are some outliers saying that it'll weaken rapidly over the next few days, and some of them say that it will strengthen back into a major hurricane within the next few days. Moving on to the next storm, here we have Tropical Storm Yagi with the Philippine name of Karting, currently with winds of 40 miles per hour, 990 millibars, moving to the northwest at 12 miles an hour. Currently, it is 68 miles east-northeast of Miyakojima in the Okinawa Islands archipelago. Here we have the current forecast track for Yagi. It is expected to weaken to a tropical depression as it impacts China by tomorrow. Moving on to the next storm, here we have Tropical Storm Leapy, currently with winds of 70 miles an hour, with an air pressure of 998 millibars, moving to the northwest at 12 miles an hour. Currently, it is 412 miles to the north of Guam. Here is the current track for Tropical Storm Leapy. It is expected to continue moving northwest and expected to strengthen into a typhoon for a short amount of time, and then weaken again as it moves off towards Japan. Moving on to the invests, we have the remnants of Christie, which has a 10% chance of reorganizing given by the NHC. But by all intents and purposes, it is a gone storm. I would say the intensity models on Christie back me up on that conclusion. Here we have Invest 96W, which has been given a tropical cyclone formation alert by the JTWC. It has a high chance of developing into a tropical cyclone within the next 24 hours. Currently, there are 2 Invests in the Atlantic. The one near the bottom is expected to fizzle out, while the one at the top has a 10% chance of developing over the next 2 days and a 20% chance of developing over the next 5 days. Currently, we have satellite imagery of the entire Atlantic Basin. Near the top middle of the screen, you can see the Invest. At the bottom, you can barely see it, what is left of the other Invest in the Atlantic Basin. Here we have the satellite imagery run of the Eastern Pacific. We have lots of thunderstorm activity in the tropical belt. On the top left corner, you can see the remnants of Christie. And I forgot to mention that there's another Invest, 97E, here near the center of the screen, off a little bit to the right. Here we have the most recent satellite imagery of the Western Pacific, the Northern Indian and Southern Indian Ocean, and the South Pacific. The arrows point to current active storms, and the circle signifies an Invest. And here are such designations as I've mentioned earlier. That will be all for now. Until then, Fireball Prime, signing off.